Santiago, you brought me into the winery. Do you think this is the most important part of the winemaking?
Actually, no. Here, it's two things. Winemaking is two things, I think. First, we call our winemaking style lazy, because the list of the things we do in the winery is actually shorter than the list of the things we don't do. We don't sulfite the grapes when they come in at harvest. We don't do cold soaks. We don't adjust the acidity. We don't use enzymes. We do not control the temperature of the fermentations very much. That is, we only worry when it gets up to 95, which most tanks don't. We don't do extended macerations. We don't inoculate for malolactic fermentation. We don't rack the wine off the fine lees every couple of months while barrel aging. We don't fine, we don't filter. So actually, yeah, lazy winemaking.
Lazy, because
I think wines that are have less intervention during winemaking are wines that are more alive, wines that are more vibrant, wines that, by being more alive and vibrant, respond better to the provenance, to the vineyard that gave them birth.
So the soul are coming from the vineyard, you mean?
It has to come from the vineyard, as we were talking just a little while ago. The best you can do is maintain the quality of the grapes you get from the vineyard. Winemaking is mostly about mistake avoidance. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. Winemaking is first about knowing what your grapes want to be, what your grapes want to do, and helping them along the path they've set for themselves. So we are more caretakers and not even educators. We are like counselors, thesis counselors. We are asking the grapes, what do you want to do? What do you want to make? Who do you want to be? So the wines that are more alive and respond to the provenance are wines in which the winemaker has been able to recognize what the grape was telling.
So you treat them as individuals?
Individuals, yeah. Everyone has to be fermented differently. Every vineyard has to be treated differently. But it has to be in function of what they want to do. So that's the first thing about good winemaking, knowing what the grape wants to be. And the second one is what I just said, is mistake avoidance. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Why you use cement tanks?
Cement tanks are beautiful. Cement tanks means the temperature increase and decrease throughout the fermentation, increase when it starts and decrease when it's ending, are very smooth without any temperature spikes. So you don't have to worry so much about the temperature and control it with a computer. Actually, you're not telling the yeast at what temperature they should be fermented. The temperature is a result of their own activity. The only thing we worry about is keep them within the safety parameters. Safety parameters is less than 94 Fahrenheit, less than 33.5 Celsius. So below that, we don't really mind what temperature they're fermented at.
And why you use steel tanks at the end of this corridor?
Those are smaller tanks. So for smaller lots, cement is not as practical. And so we use some stainless steel tanks, but we don't, those are leftovers from bigger blocks that don't fit in the cement tank, or smaller experimental runs.
What is that blue device on there?
That blue device, actually you will not see it in many wineries. I only have seen it in this winery, never seen it otherwise. That blue device is a fan, it's a ventilator. The purpose of that is to slowly blow air on top of the wine that is in a pump over, and therefore we evaporate some of the alcohol as it is being produced.
It's not risky technique?
It is risky. Everything in winemaking is risky if you want the full potential of the grapes. But it is something that we love because high alcohol wines are unbalanced and we don't like that. And if some years you have grapes with high sugar, we would like to avoid wines with a high alcohol. So those are the years we use the fans to lower the real alcohol out of potential.
So that means that the concentration was achieved in the vineyard, not in the wine.
Concentration has to be achieved in the vineyard. You could concentrate artificially in the winery, but the only thing you get is a concentration of what you brought in. So you do not create complexity and you do not create balance by artificial concentration. You concentrate both the virtues of a fruit that is simple. If it is overcropped, you get a simple fruit bomb. And if there's any flaw within there, any green, any harshness, you are concentrating the flaws too. So we don't like artificial concentration, we do it in the vineyard.
Any other special procedure you follow to get a good wine?
As I said, lazy winemaking, mistake avoidance, and interrogate, ask questions to your vineyards.
No secrets?
We don't keep secrets. There are no secrets in winemaking.
Thank you, Santiago.
It's just willpower.
Ciao.